So, what if hell wasn't just random fire and chaos? What if it was actually a realm of perfect and frankly terrifying justice? Today, we're going to journey into a vision from a very old, non-canonical text. So a story from outside the scriptures you might know. And it paints this chilling picture of exactly that kind of place. We're heading north to a realm that was prepared for souls who poisoned the earth.
This one line, this is the key. It's the key that unlocks the entire philosophy of this terrifying place. And it's a statement that just chills you to the bone, doesn't it? Because it's not about breaking bodies. It's about shattering souls. It hints at a kind of torment that's designed to dismantle the very core of who you are.
Okay, so our guide on this trip is the prophet Enoch. As angels carry him north, you have to imagine the world itself just starts to recoil. The very air he's breathing grows thick with despair, and the ground beneath his feet seems to groan in agony. This is the world he's entering, a place so fundamentally broken that creation itself feels like it's holding its breath in horror.
As he keeps going, the world he knows just starts to come apart at the seams. That vibrant tapestry of life, it just gives way to this desolate wasteland. The stars vanish. All the colors drain away into a kind of living darkness, and this profound, heavy silence presses in on him from all sides. You know, the text is really specific here. It doesn't describe it as a place that was made, but as a wound, a scar on the very fabric of reality.
Yeah, this isn't a landscape, it's more like a symphony of suffering. Every single element is playing its part in this chorus of eternal damnation. The sky sags like torn flesh, fires burn black, actually consuming light instead of creating it. And then, impossibly, you have rivers of fire and ice flowing right next to each other, where both extremes burn and freeze you in the exact same moment.
But a place of such profound torment? It's not going to be empty, right? It has its wardens. It has its architects of agony. And they are not the fallen angels of myth. No, there's something far, far more terrifying. They are called the Kerim, the merciless, the pit-born. Their name is their nature. They were created for this place. Their entire existence is tied to the torment they dish out. These aren't creatures of free will. Think of them more as extensions of divine judgment, their every action dictated by the unyielding logic of the pit.
They're faceless, armored in shadow, and they move with this cold, divine purpose. So, what does this tell us about the nature of justice in this realm? It means it's not driven by passion or revenge. It's driven by a cold, calculating precision, a kind of divine mathematics of suffering. They are the machinery of consequence.
And look, this is not a realm of random chaos. There is a terrifying logic at play here, a system where every punishment is a mirror image of the sin. As an angel tells Enoch, and this is key, in this place, every torment begins with truth.
All right, so try to picture this. You're standing on the edge of a massive chasm. The air is searing your lungs, and the roar of 1,000 tormented souls is just rising up from the depths. This is the river of searing woe, a torrent of liquid fire fed by waterfalls of eternal flame.
The justice here is, it's poetically brutal. An angel explains that those whose hearts were rivers of cruelty in life, now they find their eternity in one. They got rich by taking from the poor, so now they drown. And just like they offered false hope to the starving, the Kerim pulled them out of the fire only to plunge them right back in, repeating that cycle of hope and despair forever.
As Enoch ventures further into the abyss, he comes across this scene of eerie silence. It's a field of stone figures, all frozen in silent worship. But wait, these aren't statues of gods. No, they're the very idols that led these souls to their damnation in the first place.
What happens here is this grotesque parody of devotion. The souls are forced up against the idols they chose, and the statues glow red-hot, fusing their faces to the stone they once worshipped. Then, they're ripped away, their flesh regrows, and the whole cycle just begins again, a twisted mockery of the very acts that brought them here.
Now imagine a world where the very air is frozen solid, where the silence is so profound it feels like a physical weight on your chest. This is a realm of absolute frost, a place where even the screams of the damned are trapped in ice.
So, who's here? Well, these are the thieves of breath,
Those who, in life, seized the poor by the throat to build their fortunes. Now they are held by the neck on these pillars that cycle between boiling hot and freezing cold. Imagine that slow, agonizing burn of strangulation, that feeling of your life being squeezed out of you, not for a moment, but for all of eternity.
All right, so Enoch descends into the absolute darkest depths of the pit. And as he goes, he starts to feel this rhythmic pulse, a slow, deep heartbeat that seems to be coming from the very walls of the abyss, just rising from the eternal darkness. Enoch, and you can just imagine his voice is trembling at this point, he asks what that sound is, and the angel's reply is just 3 chilling words. The wall remembers. It's not just stone, it's a living archive of every single sin that led a soul to this place.
But what's the real nature of this torment? Is it just the crushing of bone and sinew, or is it something far more profound? As the souls are absorbed and broken by the stone, the wall forces them to witness their own lives, every cruel moment, every selfish act, playing out on the living rock around them for eternity. It's a punishment that doesn't target the body, but the soul's memory of itself.
At this point, you've got to wonder, what is the purpose of all this? Enoch is just a mortal man, completely shattered by what he's seen. Why would a loving God subject a human being to such a horrifying vision? Can you imagine the weight of that question? The sheer desperation in Enoch's voice as he finally cries out to the angels, "Why? Why show me this?" What could possibly be the reason for this unbearable tour of divine judgment?
And the angel's answer? It's not a comfort. It's a command. Enoch isn't just an observer. He's a scribe, tasked with recording the terrifying truth of this place for all of humanity to see. He's supposed to become a testament.
But get this isn't a warning for some distant future. The angel's words are like a thunderclap of revelation. It's a declaration that this place of judgment isn't just a possibility, it's a reality, already prepared and just waiting.
But even here, in this abyss of despair, there is a glimmer of hope. When Enoch asks what hope remains, the answer reveals this one single shining truth. The chains of damnation, they aren't forged in the afterlife. They're forged in the choices we make in this life. Hope is turning away before you get to the end of the path.
And so, with a trembling hand and a heart that must have felt like lead, Enoch writes the words that were meant to echo through the ages, a desperate plea to a world on the brink, a grave warning that the pit is real and its merciless executioners are simply waiting.
So, what is the ultimate purpose of fear? Is it just a tool of oppression? Or can it be a catalyst for change? A force so powerful it actually drives us to become better versions of ourselves? The answer, maybe, isn't in the depths of some dark abyss, but in the choices we all make, right here in the light of day.